everyone, I am Josh and welcome to this Sims 4 house building video. So this is the first hashtag challenge SB video that I'm doing here, and this is a house remodeling challenge that was submitted by HouseofSimFTW on the gallery. Presumably FTW stands for the win, so House of Sim for the win. Interesting username there, but anyway, they submitted this small cottage house, and the challenge was to remodel the house without changing the lot value. So basically, I had to do a significant renovation, and I couldn't make it cost any more than it was originally. Now, this was quite a challenge, and as a result, the final house does have some unfinished rooms in it. There's one empty bedroom that doesn't have anything in it, which is a little unfortunate, but there was no way I could do it with the budget. So the price of the original house, and this is including the lot it's on, was 45,598 simoleons. So I had to keep it around that price. Actually, the final house costs a bit less. So anyway, so the challenge was to make this house a modern home without changing the lot value. So my final house costs like 45,570 something, so it's like 20 simoleons less, which is actually better, isn't it? But you can see here, I started out by changing it a lot. I added a second bedroom, and I really expanded the second floor. The original house didn't have much of a second floor, but yeah, so again, the original house was like an older kind of styled cottage, I guess more of like a traditional, especially with the interior, which I pretty much completely redid. I also pretty much redid the floor plan completely too, but yeah, so you'll see that when we get there. But you can see I changed the shape quite a bit too. I felt like it looked a bit better if the house was a bit wide, not wider, like longer, and didn't go back as far. Because I thought it went back too far, so I kind of cut the back a little bit and made it a bit wider, and expanded the second floor, and obviously changed up the roofing, and all that kind of stuff. I left the signature front porch and like that roof over, because I kind of liked that. But, you know, the main part of the house is still kind of there, but I kind of changed the shape a bit. You can see I'm adding this little addition here, just so the dining room is not microscopic. So the final house ends up being 2 bedrooms and 2.5 bathrooms, although at this price there is no second, well, the second bedroom's there, but there's nothing in it. And there's like a small living space at the top of the stairs and the landing on the second floor, but there's nothing in it because there's no money. I ran out of budget. So yeah, I kind of had to change a lot of things. You'll see near the end I'm, deleting this here so I can place something else here. It's a real challenge. I feel like it looks better though to have more cheap objects than fewer expensive objects, because I feel like it looks more realistic if you have a lot of objects, and it looks kind of lived in, rather than like having a living room just like a couch, a coffee table, and like a rug, and that's it. If you have a cheaper couch and a cheaper coffee table, then you can afford some paintings and some plants, and it just looks a lot better. So I did use the cheapest. A lot of the stuff is the cheapest stuff you can get in the game, but it actually looks pretty good. It's not bad, surprisingly. I'm impressed with it. I'm also just going to take a sip of water here, so excuse the pause. Alrighty, so now right here I'm just putting in a bunch of windows and stuff, and there's a door, a back door obviously, and you can see the roof is a little funky. I kind of wanted it to be interesting, so I kind of put one angle going one way, and then the higher up angle and like the second floor is going the other way, which I thought was kind of interesting. And here we're beginning on the interior. You can see I kind of laid out the floor plan already. We have the living room on the right side. It used to be on the left side. I kind of put the living room on the opposite side because there used to be a bedroom on the first floor in the original house, which I moved upstairs. So I made this living room because it was larger side of the house, and I put the dining room in the other side of the house, on the left side in the front. And the kitchen's pretty much in the same spot. I also added a study, and I flipped the bathroom, I think, to the other side from what it was originally on. So yeah, I did mix it up a bit, but I think it works a little bit better considering the new shape of the house. Anyway, you can see here's the living room. You can see I have the little thing at the top of the screen that's telling me the lot value, which right now it's at 36,500. And the fireplace, that was a doozy. That thing cost a lot, but I left it in. It's the only thing in that upstairs room, so I guess it's nice to have it. I don't know. I had a chimney, so I really wanted to have a fireplace in the house too. You can see there's the dining room, and I put really expensive, nice flooring in the kitchens and bathrooms. I just thought it added that nice bit of class to the house. It just looks nice, because I really like that flooring. It's from Dine Out. It's a marble flooring that's really nice. It's like polished, and I like the long, narrow, like kind of subway tile-esque pattern it's got. I think it's nice. So that was kind of expensive, and it kind of contrasts the really cheap counters and appliances, but it kind of makes it look a little bit more fancy. It makes it look a bit more upmarket with the nice flooring. You know, it works pretty well. And like these counters are obviously the cheapest counters and cabinets, but in just simple black, it actually looks pretty nice. And I also put some brick on the wall in the back, in the kitchen as a backsplash. I also used it in the bathrooms too. Just because it was cheaper than tile, I think. It probably wasn't, I don't know. I just thought it looked kind of cool. It was like a distressed look, and it was inexpensive wallpaper, so I thought, why not? So anyway, you can see I'm just trying to save money. I had to ditch the fence. The wall that went around the property was way too expensive, so I had to say goodbye to that. And yeah, I had to make a few sacrifices, which is a little sad, but like that bathtub shower combination I put in the bathroom originally was like 2,000 simoleons. I was like, nope, that's not happening. So I put a separate tub and shower, which actually there's no tub at all. It just didn't fit in the bathroom, and it was too expensive. So yeah, I was gonna put trees out, but I think there's only 2 trees in the end. The 4 trees don't stay because it was too much money, cost too much. But there's some nice artwork. I was able to put in some nice paintings on the first floor at least. The second floor doesn't have any paintings. A little sad, but I ran out of money. Anyway, there's some rugs in the living room. There's a little mat in the kitchen. I also put a small dining table in the kitchen as well, which you'll see. And working on the living room here, I put some nice shelves on these windows, which I thought looked pretty nice. And it just adds a little bit of extra detail as well. And like you think about it, this house costing $45,500 is over twice what a starter home would cost. So I can't imagine building a starter home. This was hard enough, and I would call this probably like a mid-tier house. You know, the one that comes after the starter home. You know, it's got 2 bedrooms. It's quite a bit bigger than a starter home. It's quite a bit nicer as well. And there's room for, like, it's on a pretty decent lot, so there's room for expansion if you wanted to add an addition out the back of the house. You know, it's got a lot of room, and it's kind of a nice family home, maybe for a small family, and it's relatively inexpensive again. You can see I just added that small breakfast table there in the kitchen, and the study is a little depressing. There's only just a desk with a computer on it and a bookshelf. I think that's it. Anyway, upstairs here I'm putting in a, well, I'm expanding that front area. I'm going to put in a built-in closet in the master bedroom, which like I said, I try to do that as many times as I can, in as many places as I can, because I think it just looks more realistic than having, you know, just dressers. There are no dressers upstairs. The bedroom doesn't have a dresser, but there's a closet, so it makes up for it. And this is the downstairs bathroom, and, well, that was the downstairs bathroom, and it's just a simple half bath. That's all there is to it. And now I'm just putting in some more trim, I think. I don't know what I was doing there. Anyway, in the study, or we'll get there, hopefully. Who knows? Yeah, here we go. In the study, I wanted to put this bookshelf in, but it cost way too darn much, so I replaced it for a much smaller, cheaper one, which you'll see once I run out of money later on. And just adjusting some windows here. I think I put the windows a little too high on the walls, because inside they're kind of hard to see out of, but it's alright, I guess. And here I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to rearrange the bathroom, yeah. I wanted to have 2 counters there to actually fill out that wall like you would expect it to be, but I couldn't in the bathroom because I didn't have enough money. You know, this was a tough challenge, but it was fun. I enjoy this, and of course this is a challenge SB video, so basically the you know, idea behind the series, if you want to submit a challenge to me, is just basically, you know, it can be anything. You can build a whole house like this one and have me remodel it with a certain budget and style in mind, or it could be a foundation challenge, and again, you could have like a certain budget if you want to, or it could just be a foundation challenge, or whatever you want to think of. You know, basically you just build it and you upload to the gallery with an explanation of what the challenge is, and then you just put on #ChallengeSB, and I'll do a video on it if I have time, because there's going to be probably more submissions than I can actually do, but I'll try to do as many as I can. I think this was one of the first submissions, and that's why I'm doing it first. But, you know, that's the idea of the series. It's not a series where you're the ones being challenged. It's where you're challenging me to do a house build. I think some people misunderstood, because there's some houses on the gallery where people actually built houses on my foundation. I used an example a couple of videos ago. But that's not really the idea. The idea is that I do the challenge and you create the challenge. But anyway, so, you know, just #ChallengeSB on the gallery, and you can submit your own. And I'll hopefully do a video on it. So, you know, this is just the first one, and I had quite a bit of fun. I mean, this is obviously a shorter video for sure. I mean, it's going to be over in a minute or so, but, you know, it was kind of fun just to have a small little challenge, and I quite like the way this house turned out, even though It's not as detailed as I would like it to be. It's not bad. And here I'm just going to do a bit of landscaping. I'm going to put some of this dirt terrain paint just kind of in some kind of design so it doesn't look so bland, because I didn't have enough money for more plants, so I kind of just had to improvise by just using some terrain paint to try to make it look interesting. I don't know, it looks a little better, I guess, if you use terrain paint. I also put some orange on the house to make it look a little more interesting and colorful, because otherwise it's just all white. And yeah, so I think we're almost done here. I'm just going to put a little mat out there by the front door. I'll also do a bit more terrain painting. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, there's plenty more house builds on my channel if you want to check those out, and you can always submit a challenge if you want to on the gallery. #ChallengeSB is what you'll have to put in the description. And yeah, and if you enjoy my videos, I'd greatly appreciate it if you click the subscribe button. And of course, there's screenshots coming up right after this building part in a few seconds. And there's a download link to this house on the gallery, of course. And you can also check out the original house. Just search HouseofSimFTW on the gallery, and you'll probably find that player's profile and their original house. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm just going to add the final touches here. I moved the house back last minute. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you enjoyed the screenshots coming right up. Here I'm just adding in a little bit of terrain paint rigmarole and stuff, and just make it look a little bit better. I don't know. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.